Earlier this week, it was announced that Robert Watts, the producer of the original Star Wars trilogy, had passed away at the age of 86. Watts was an essential figure behind the scenes of some of the most iconic films in history. He worked as the production supervisor on Star Wars in 1976 and 77, before serving as the associate producer on The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. Watts later took on the role of producer for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom and The Last Crusade. Jedi News credits, and this was interesting, that they credit Watts for suggesting that his half-brother, Jeremy Bulloch, auditioned for the role of Boba Fett in The Empire Strikes Back. Watts was also praised by longtime friend and production designer Robert Christian, who noted that Watts was instrumental in helping George Lucas and the team bring Star Wars to life. Watts remained active in the industry and attended the London premiere of the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny last year. His influence on film history and his warm relationships with colleagues will always be remembered. Nick, I think this is one of those situations, and one of those, I found out about his passing through our friend David Whiteley, who posted about it, because he was an active part of the story that Britain made, the galaxy that Britain made, which was a fantastic documentary, which is nearly impossible to find because it's BBC only, and I can't find it on YouTube. But I have seen it just because I'm friends with David. But it's one of those situations where Star Wars, two things, and this is going to sound a little bit morbid, but Star Wars is going to be 50 years old. The people who were behind the scenes, who brought our favorite original trilogy to life, are starting to pass. And the good news, bad news, right? And to put a positive spin on it, is we are now hearing stories about people who we may not have heard of, who without, we would not have gotten these films we absolutely love.
It's incredible. And that article and what you talked about highlighted it, but I just want to run through this very quick. I want to run through the things he worked on as a production, either producer or production manager. 2001: A Space Odyssey, Star Wars: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Return of the Jedi, Temple of Doom, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Last Crusade, American Tail, Fievel Goes West, and the movie Alive, which, if you remember, is about the soccer team that crashes in the Andes.
Yep.
Which was a huge movie in 1993. This is a guy that hits home runs, and this is a guy that has been connected and involved with so many things. And he's the one that shows up in every documentary you watch. If it's, Empire to what's the original kind of OT documentary?
The Empire of Dreams.
Yeah, Empire of Dreams. Yeah. Like he's in there. He's wearing that purple striped shirt. I can see him right now.
Yep.
And he's that guy that is he's a cornerstone. He's a rock of what so many of these things that we love are built on. It's also funny that at some point in college, when I started really paying attention more to the documentaries and I watched this, I will be perfectly honest, I had a small moment where Robert Watts and Charlie Watts, the drummer from the Rolling Stones, somehow got wires crossed in my head that I was like, wait, is he also like, I had a moment where I didn't quite sort them out, but Robert Watts was amazing and had so much impact on so many things that, again, we're here talking about right now.
And I think that speaks to the legacy of Star Wars and Indy and all the things he was a part of, and all of those movies that we grew up with. We all want to leave a mark on this world, and you realize that these guys have done it, and we
absolutely did. And
we have to be thankful for what we got from them. So
another toast in the middle of the show to Robert Watts.